You're starting November 1st. Waiting for Cool Pig Gaming, November 1st, 2020. Huh? And it just has a picture of stormtroopers, like Lego stormtroopers. Okay, there it is, I think. Yeah. Oh, wait. Never mind. Wait. Oh, okay, now it started. Okay, sorry about that.
It's fine.
I'm trying to be your developer. Like, your manager.
How bad does it look right now?
Keep this in check. It looks fine, actually. You know, never mind. I'm no streamer, so I don't know. No, it looks decent. This is the best view I've had of the game.
Yeah, so look at the way the heat ray is up in the air like that on the tentacle the tripod's holding. Before it would just drag along the ground and look really bad.
Really bad.
And then if I go to it, it does that, and then
wait a second, someone else is watching. Oh, they just left.
There you go, look at the way the heat ray.
No, it was two people.
You were exterminated, and that's what happens when you die. It goes, ah, and then, yeah.
You know, in the game, I'd make it so you can, use some sort of weapons against enemies. Or is the game not really about that?
It's just about surviving, because in the book, in the movies and everything.
Oh,
you don't.
Man, that looks cool though. Maybe change the orientation of the hand and put it a little lower and bent a little bit.
I can't really change the orientation because whenever I don't.
You can't really add an elbow.
Yep, because I didn't make the first person camera. I found it because you could just use other people's code. They let you do that. It's one of the best things about
dreams. You can't edit it though?
I can, but it would break everything. I don't really know how to fix that because I tried to before.
Okay, yeah, no, you're fine. It's just a suggestion. It looks fine. There's really nothing wrong with that. I just feel like the game would look a lot more polished.
No, I'm just gonna do a playthrough of it.
It's a lot like a Little Big Planet, isn't it? Holy crap.
Oh, yep. It's easy from really far away. It's easy from really far away. That's one of the big problems of it. Okay, run. Don't.
Yeah, see, I think you should take my advice though. Think about Slenderman in the was it 10 pages?
Yeah.
How you are surviving. You're not really fighting Slenderman, but at the same time you're collecting pages, like you're doing this quest so you can end the game. I just feel like there should be some sort of outright task that you have to do.
There is a task. You survive, you literally just survive until the Martians die. That's the task.
Because that's perfectly fine. Just it's more like, okay, think about Slenderman again, but what about other horror games? Okay, no, think about Five Nights at Freddy's. That's kind of a weird concept, but think about if there wasn't an end, like it didn't end at 6 o'clock, it just kept going, and the concept of the game was just to keep going until the animatronics run out of battery or something. I mean, I think you gotta think about more of a mainstream appeal. Or maybe there's not any task. Maybe there's ways to improve your survivability. Maybe you eventually gain a hiding skill or a stealth skill, or your speed eventually gets higher so you can run faster, or some stuff like that.
Well, I just is the landscape look good? Is that all? It just doesn't look good in general.
Yeah, dude, the landscape looks fine. It's Dreams. It looks just fine, dude. I'm just saying, the game is good. It's a great project. I'm just saying, in order for it to be a really good, fun game, I feel like it should kind of have a opportunity to get better or complete it, maybe. No hate, just the support.
At night, one of the things is it gets hella dark. You'll see in a second. Yeah, pitch black. But I'm just doing that because in real life, movies are really bad at this. because you wouldn't be able to see. But in real life, at night, it is pitch black. Like,
Yeah.
you could barely see at all in front of
There's
you.
no light pollution. You're very clearly in the countryside right now.
It's like, do the tripods look cool? Like, that's all I really...
Yes, dude, everything looks fine. It looks
Okay.
cool to me. I'm just saying, I'm not commenting on how the game looks at all. It looks just fine. Everything looks great. The movement looks perfect. Flashlight is really good. I really like how it gets dark and it's really creepy. You don't know what's gonna happen to you. I'm just saying, I really feel like it'd be a lot more appealing for many people to try to speed run it. Maybe if you make an objective to complete the game, maybe there can be a speed running community, or maybe just a surviving community, kind of like Days of Z, where you get the best at surviving, but there's opportunities to improve how you survive. Maybe building a house or something, maybe building some sort of fort and fortifying it even more. Or maybe just don't take that approach, just improve your skills, like running and maybe collecting items or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But... just the way... I just like, because I just wanted to make upgrade your skill. I want you, as the player, to feel like it gives you the opportunity. Like, what would you do if the Martians decided to invade in the current day? Like, do you hide? Do you just run?
That's a perfectly acceptable question, but I say you take that question and bring it one step further and actually answer the question. How would I survive? I would do this. I would make this. I would collect this. I would hide here. I would run here. I'd do this. Maybe there should be different modes. Maybe this can be the first look mode or something, and then there should be another mode that you can. What would you do to survive? Perfectly acceptable question. But what would you do to survive? Run around with a flashlight until you see the giant tripod aliens run off? No, I don't. I would try to do something about it. I'm just feedback, dude. Respect, perfect respect. I'm just saying feedback.
I want to add, like, it's just the problem with Dreams is there's such a limited thing you could do with it. Like, the memory's so low. So even if I could, like, do the type of stuff, I don't think I have enough memory to do it.
What's it look like now?
What do you mean?
What's memory look like now?
It's at like 80-something%.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see where you're coming from, but is it
I would do
physical
all
memory,
those
like
things.
sprites memory, or not sprites, like physical stuff, or is it? Okay, say you add code, like more code for some sort of object in the game, but not adding an object into the game. Would it, like, up the thermometer or
Yes,
whatever? Like,
yes, it would. If you, it's
Oh.
just, yeah. There's
well,
the
I
cool.
didn't, it would be a good, first thing. I didn't know it did that. Maybe, okay, here's an opportunity. I know you may not like it because, you really wanted to focus on making the game beautiful and big and open world. Perfectly fine. But if you want to have more content, maybe shrink it in a little bit in order for you to add more things, more content inside the game, an objective, a reason to play it longer. Instead of just the visuals.
Well, I want to
about-
add an achievement system to the game. So like you have something to like.
Perfect. Collect all achievements. That is a very
Or like little Easter
fine.
eggs you could go out and find.
Exactly, dude. That's a perfectly acceptable answer. But how are you going to go about it? How are you going to solve the problem of limited space?
Well, I wouldn't make them like do anything. I just like put little random things on the map, and you'd be like, hey, that's funny. Like when you find it, like there's like a stupid little like
Okay, so the
thing
achievements
random.
would be based off of finding those objects.
But
Okay, well, how are they gonna work? Are you being in proximity with them, or collecting them, or clicking them in a certain way that lets the achievement know that you found them? How's it gonna work?
well, I mean, if I were to do it, because the only thing I'd be able to, I mean, there was a point system that I used to have in the game where like it just depended on how long you survived for, and then it'd change your little points on the leaderboard, and that was an old thing, but it was cut from the game. But I could re-add it in some capacity. You just couldn't see the little point system, but it's there. And if like people could stay AFK or something, or just the amount of time played in the game can like be a thing. And then one of my favorite things is there's two types of machines in this game. I'm not going to reveal them. They're new. They were just recently added.
It's
but
like a press conference. It's perfect. It's a great, entertaining stream, dude. I like it.
And
sorry to interrupt you, though.
The way it looks, I just love how at this time the like the Martians start doing a little thing, and like during the map it like changes like this and stays the same. It starts getting red about like the night of day 2, like in the middle of the night of day 2. But by the way, if anyone's wondering, I just have the time so short it takes to beat the game so small, just for testing version. It's gonna take a lot longer to beat the game in the final version. Like maybe you have to like 15-20 days, so it's more realistic. So if you guys are wondering, yeah, it isn't gonna like it'd probably be up to day 5 where this would start happening in the main game. And then also, if anyone's wondering, there's gonna be a tripod that does pick you up, and you'll be able to be inside the cage and look around. Unfortunately, I most likely be able to get this in the game. But one thing that most likely won't be coming that I really want to come is the red weed. Unfortunately, I just don't know how I'm gonna do it. I tried. There was a way I was trying to get it in by using Flex or whatever they're called. I tried to get it in, but it would be ugly. It would just kind of appear. The way I would want to do it would actually make it grow, but you can't really do that type of stuff, and it'd lag a lot if I was able to do that. So I don't think that would be able to be in the game.
Maybe instead of presenting the disability to do it, maybe you ask for help. Maybe if anyone has any idea how to do the mechanics, put your Discord in the description. Anyone can reach out to you if they think they have an idea. And they really want to see it in the game.
If you guys like want to like if you guys have any ideas, if I like have to just like I guess message me on PlayStation or something, because most people that know Dreams won't really know, or that don't play PlayStation don't know how Dreams works. I don't think we'll be able to help, unfortunately, but if you want to, you're open. But just if you want to, just message me on PlayStation, Xeno1237, and maybe you could help. If anyone like, if there's any like Dreams coding wizards out there, please reach out to me, because that'd be beautiful and amazing. You guys could just teach me how it works. I'm pretty bad at this, and I usually resort to taking other people's like creations that people put out. But yeah, if there's any Dreams coding wizards, feel free to reach out for me. And I googled if like I actually last night I googled if it's like okay to take textures from like textures.com or Google Images, because I originally thought it was like frowned upon to do that, but apparently it's completely okay. It isn't frowned upon to use textures from like textures.com or Google or stock photos. So, I bet a lot of mainstream games do that. I bet a lot of mainstream games use stock photos for some of their textures. Because but it's different for like Subnautica, where like none of those textures actually exist. You have to have like realistic artists come in, but most indie games most likely always use the textures they found on the internet. I do the same thing. If I would have turned this into a game, I was thinking about making War of the Worlds, since I'm like so bad. When I make this game and it becomes and it comes to computer, it's gonna be low poly, and I love the aesthetic of low poly games. I don't know, I just love the way they look. I love low poly style. So I might use low poly for the game, but eventually all the low poly models will most likely be placeholders for when I get better. But yeah, and low poly, I love the way low poly looks, and it's easy to work with. It's easy to make models for low poly games. That's why I enjoy doing it so much.
Yeah, here I have an idea. It's clear that it's mixed between you both can't and don't want to focus on a goal-oriented game. You kind of wanted to survive your own way without the game dictating that this is what you need to do, and that's perfectly fine. But here's my idea. Maybe instead of all that, focus on lore. Maybe there's a reason why the Martians want to capture you instead of just kill you like everyone else.
Well, there is a lore. Because this game is gonna be. I'm not gonna tell you because just Google it, because the lore is based on the original H.G. Wells novel, and that's what the main lore is. And the Martians, well, I'm not gonna, but like if you want to know why they capture people, eventually just Google it. But yeah, because I want this to be like almost a one-to-one, like I want this to be very faithful to the book. So I'm not gonna like. Because I'll only feature some machines that are featured on the book. The only thing that isn't in the book, I'll probably make some creative liberties, but I want it to, like, you know, have a lot of things that were in the book and make it based on the tripods. And I want them to have the same type of weaponry, like the black smokes in the game, the heat ray, and also it'd be cool if I really want to add this, but unfortunately I don't think I could. But most of the features I want to get in the game, once I learn Blender and coding, I'll most likely have all these features. And one of the main features I would like to do is like where you could witness mass exterminations. Like you could just see crowds running down like the streets, and you just see them all just getting getting exterminated in large groups. I also love to have military interventions, so you can watch tanks battle the tripods, and like you see like military jets fly about. And yeah. By the way, I go by the name of Illiterate Xenomorph on Reddit, and I usually every time I update the game, I usually post it on Reddit. So yeah, I'm on the War of the World subreddit, so I post all the updates too. I'll probably link this video to that, so people can see how the game looks and stuff.
It's very scary. I like how it turns red at the end. It's kind of getting deeper and like a blood moon in Terraria. Kind of reminds me of the sky is red and very creepy. It definitely doesn't look happy.
I really want to make like the tripods, like you would watch them doing things. Like I want to have like make them have animations that will randomly occur, and like you'll be like, what the hell are they doing over there? But I want to make it where they only occur from far away, so they don't just randomly happen when they're chasing you. And there is a machine that you guys haven't seen yet, and I'm not gonna show. But yeah, it's one of my favorite. All I'm saying is a freaky thing. Like it makes creepy noises. And it's one of my favorite machines. It wasn't in the book, so it was one of my own things. It was actually mostly inspired by the Great Martian War, was the basis for the design of it. Yeah, I just love watching them. Just watch them walk. I love their walking animation. So I did the walking animation, but yeah.
You know, I don't know anything about War of the Worlds, but I kind of really like how you're focusing the main objective of the game is to get the story across from the book, right? That's the main idea of what you're trying to do.
And I'll be honest with you guys. This game is just a clone of Devo 303's game. It is literally just like the sole reason I made this was because I really wanted to play his game on computer, but I didn't have a computer, so I was like, hey, I'll just make something similar in Dreams, like I could play the next best. It's like this game is just basically just a shameless clone of Devo 303's game. If you have a computer, please play Devo 303's War of the Worlds. Amazing game. Probably one of my favorite indie games of all time. Up there with like, well, Minecraft, but it isn't indie anymore, is it? But yeah, my tripod designs were basically, the first design was actually based on another game I wanted to create all the way back, when I'm still in school, but like a year ago or two, I wanted to make this other game called Realms, but like I put it on hold because I then wanted to make War of the Worlds, and then also became this. So if I ever become a developer, which I most likely will, I'll go to college for game development. So this will become a thing, I hope. But if it doesn't, you'll have Devil 303 to do that for you guys. My whole viewers. Hello, whoever just joined the stream. Hope it isn't just Chuck's alt account and a real person.
Funny. Yeah, but if you were listening to what I was saying earlier, you didn't answer the question. It's based off of the book you were talking about, right? It's supposed to.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like based on the book.
Yeah. Well, and you said you are gonna take some creative liberties. I respect that. The only thing is, if you do want it to be a separate kind of your own game from Devil 303, if I said that name right.
It's Devil 343. Damn it! I always get it wrong.
Yeah, well, taking creative liberties, I feel like it is kind of important. Maybe go for your own take on how the game is going to work. I just think that is a really good approach, not change it from the book. And I see why you denied my ideas from earlier if you are just aiming to basically get the story across from the book. But I still think it's important if you do want your own game, your unique take on the game, how it's going to work and stuff. I think it is important for you to take some creative liberties, and if you don't know what I mean, just look at things from Xeno's point of view, not just how other people have made War of the World games or movies or books. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, I'm probably around here, up here, it's gonna most likely maybe be a beach, and in the distance you'll be able to see the Thunderchild from the books, and because it's just a naval warship, but you'll be able to see it maybe blow up a tripod or something. That'd be really cool. But I most likely won't be able to get the blowing up a tripod part, but I'll put it out there in the distance and be able to see it firing, and then maybe it'll get exploded or something. But yeah, that'll be the closest thing we'll get to military intervention. Yeah, you'll be able to see it out there in the water, which would be really good to see. If I can, I'll do that. But I most likely. Oh shit. Oh, sorry. But that's just if you hear that sound, those are the machines. I don't really want to explode. There they are. Yep, I'm just gonna go. They're very dangerous. Little things.
How far away can they attack you from?
They're pretty. Actually, you could get pretty close to them. But
are they accurate?
Yep, they're not that accurate. But they just look menacing. That's what I wanted to do with them.
Like it.
But the tripods, they used to be so much not really of a threat. But now, since they have that heat ray that could obliterate you if you get close to them, you could barely dodge it. So now they're a lot more threatening. Like, they could end you very quickly if you get near them. But yeah.
Are you gonna reveal about the hit points, like your health? Is it ever gonna change? Stamina, you mentioned that a whole bunch of times.
Stamina's gonna be a thing, most likely, if I can get in.
But as I was asking, what about health? Like, how much damage can you take before it's over?
You're one shot, and that's what.
Interesting.
And you know, if you have health, you know, like that, it just doesn't feel like it, because in the book, there's nothing you could do against these things. They'll obliterate you with like one shot. You're dead. Like, if you're exposed to the black smoke, you're dead. It's like the plague, essentially. So if you're exposed to it once, you die within, like, I'm guessing, like an hour. or if you're caught and it just instantly kills you. But it's like, because like, the tripods, like, they're here, they're nothing you could do. They're indestructible. Yeah, Mom? Yeah, Mom? Okay. But yeah. The tripod design I was thinking about changing, but I like it. It's just because I'm probably just too lazy to change it. But it kind of, it started out as just a design I made at school, but then it just evolved into this. I like the fact that they have 4 eyes, and not just one. And we already have 2 types of machines. There's the heat ray one, you can see right there. And then there's the one with the black smoke cannon, which doesn't really appear. It's kind of like, this is the main one you'll face, the heat ray one. My strategy, I just kind of stay over here, but yeah, I'm not going to go near him, but yeah, he just instant kills you. And there's going to be a hunger system, so you don't just blindly run around. Or the tripods will go more places. I'll update their AI. I tried to update their AI, but there was just a bug, and they just walked into the distance, and they broke. So like, I don't really. Cybertime, I take development like differently. Whenever there's a bug, like, I'm so new to Dreams, not new to Dreams. I just don't know really how to fix it because I'm not I don't really understand it that much. But yeah.
I think when analyzing the source of a bug, a good approach to take is, I kind of didn't really make up this, but look at what it isn't before you try to figure out what it is. It's test-taking strategies, the 3rd grade stuff. Just kind of analyze what you're looking at and try to figure out what the bug isn't coming from, and then from there you can narrow it down to a source.
Yeah.
It'll become a lot easier to debug that way. It's not like JavaScript or C# or something where you have to go through the lines of code. But coding in Dreams is simple compared to that. All you have to do is find out what it's not.
Okay. So you can see there, the tripods are like something strange is happening to them. But if you're aware of the book, you'll know the ending. But I'm not going to reveal it yet. So I'm just going to end it right there. So what I want to do with these dudes is, like, yeah, look, we want to see the models up close. No one, like you can't really get up close to these guys. So like, it's just nice to reveal the, just to look at all the detail I put into them. Like, they have that right there. They have, like, and you can, like, look, I put so much detail into the gun, like, that you'll never be able to see in game. Which is like the thing with Subnautica is, like, the models in Subnautica are so detailed, but you can't really get up close to, like, a Reaper Leviathan without killing it. Be able to appreciate, wow. And right now, I'm gonna update this model just because I don't feel it looks good enough. Let me just do that. Boom. But see, look how high the thing is right there. 79 graphics memory, gameplay memory. One tripod's 1 graphics memory, so, you know, that's a problem. Let me just turn on that.
That is pretty bad. It's a shame you have to work around that. I imagine with the PlayStation 5, that may change, so you can get excited for that.
Oh, that's gonna be great. One thing I want to do is get the... So this is the black smoke tripod right here. I'm not going to reveal the other one. Not yet, anyways.
Play this version? Is that why you're not, or are they not able to?
This version isn't out yet. I'm still,
okay,
like...
I figured.
But the machine that I'm not showing, it's in the game. It's in the final game right now. Like, you could see it if you wanted to.
Oh, okay,
but it's one I...
play it.
But I'll most likely show it, so if you eventually, by accident, you got a little glimpse of it. You see the little lights. Remember earlier in the video, you saw little searchlights in the distance? That's the other machine. I just love the machine so much. It's so creepy. One of my favorites. It used to, the name, I'll tell you guys the name. It's called the spraying machine. It's like kind of, its whole purpose is to hunt survivors, but it doesn't really do much right now in game, which is kind of sad, but you know. One thing I want to do, if you guys ever watched the movie 24 Cloverfield Lane, there's this one at the end of the movie, spoilers by the way, at the end of the movie, there's this giant thing, this giant alien ship that comes at you, at the main character, and but it's like a giant crop duster, and it's like spraying the fields with similar things to like what the black smoke is. So I want the flying machine, that's in the book by the way, so I can't add it. And the spraying machine isn't in the book. Just telling you guys, I made it up. Actually, I didn't. I just kind of ripped off the design from the Great Martian War. But you know, it's fine, bro. It's fine. But yeah, that's basically it, man. Oh, I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, I'm interested though about who do you know of that is really showing a lot of interest and support in the game so far?
So just some. I don't think really anyone. We don't really have any loyal fans yet. People like think it's. I mean on Reddit there was one guy who liked it. I don't know, but I forgot his name.
I'm definitely a huge supporter in your entire game company because I really am interested in combining products with you at some point or another. Just once you move on the dreams to Unity or Unreal, it's gonna be a lot more easier for us to start collabing.
Yeah.
And I definitely can't wait for that.
Okay, time to make this go like that. So these little dudes, they're cool, but where's it connect? Let me just find. Okay, I can't really see. Let me see. Okay, so one connects right on the back. So I'll put like a little point right here. It's like where it would realistically connect. You're like right there. Down more. On the bottom, let me just look at it. There's one that connects right there. Most of my other models, like the spraying machine model, is one of the best looking ones. It just looks really nice in general. I just love the way it turned out. I detailed it a lot, so you know that's cool. You know, I think I'll make this thing a lot bigger because in the book it's huge. It's like that big, I think. But I think that's a little too big, so I'll have to make it that big. Oh my god, I love the way this thing turned out.
What do you find most fun about how the game is working for you so far?
I just love it. It's just fun. I like what happened to? Okay, wait. And then I love the way I love the way the tripods look, you know, but one of my, it's fun to do this, but it's also annoying. It's tedious. It's just, meh. That's it, man. What, I want to, wait, this is retarded. One of my favorite things, I would make concept art for the game, but it's not really a game, so I can't really do that. But to anyone, I'm most likely going to advertise this on Reddit, because that's where literally the only people that know about it are the people on r/War of the Worlds. Well, actually, not the only people, but the people that actually, like, I guess, like no, like see the updates and stuff. I suppose just people on Reddit. Yeah, I got some one really wholesome comment by this one dude, and he was like, "Don't stress yourself with the little things. Just worry about the big things." And it was so wholesome because you just being such a nice guy, just a random dude on the internet. He didn't have to say that. He could just been like, "Oh, yeah, it's a cool thing," but like he just like that made me feel really good. And it's just like not show it goes to show like when something one little wholesome thing happens, it could kind of just make your day. It is great. So if that or this dude is, I forgot his name, but if you go back and look at some of my old my old advertising, you'll be able to find him. But yeah, he's a pretty cool dude, you know, pretty cool guy. I remembered his name, but yeah, cool dude, great guy. I hope he's a great guy. No, he most likely is. He's gonna say that's like that nice, just a random guy on the internet. But yeah, it's just nice, you know. But enough about that. I'll just talk more about the game development. What most, if anyone, is ever gonna watch this is here for. Right now, I'm just making this thing look better, and it looks
most
really nice.
likely gonna be watching it later rather than during the stream itself.
What, are you watching it right now?
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
The only thing that I can say is a shame about that is that you can't answer any questions if you're not if it's just a video and you're not streaming.
I am
so
streaming.
Hopefully someone with questions joins at some point. I get you're streaming right now. I'm talking about when you save the video to YouTube later and someone decides to go and watch it.
I mean, I'm open to answer questions if anyone's on Reddit. I mean, if anyone, you know, just feel free to ask questions on my.
Maybe go shoot a link to Reddit and maybe one to Discord right now.
Okay. So Chuck, I told you how I love to do little details. One of my favorite things to do right now. This is really showing how much I enjoy overly detailing things.
Yeah, but that's perfectly fine. You just gotta remember you're gonna be responsible with your in dreams what space you're taking up.
Well, since it's such a low like thermo or whatever it's called, since this thing is such a low resolution, it doesn't take that much space, which is really nice.
I get that, but every little bit counts. You gotta remember that.
Yeah.
And the guy said don't worry about the little things, and he's true, don't stress about the little things, but you should come back to the little things and revise them just to polish the game up a little bit.
Just like that?
And also, on the flip side, kind of, yeah, don't really worry about the little things, especially if you're really limited on how much you can fit into the game. It really shows if you put the details in, but at the same time, you shouldn't only be worrying about those. I'd put in the important features first, and then come back and put.
The thing is, I think I already got most of the important features. One thing I am gonna do, I originally did this and I felt it doesn't feel like there's so much cool things I added, like, but I just never really released because I was like, oh, I don't really like it. It's just I go back on it and I'm like, oh, this will be so hard just to code in the long run, which is a thing. I'm gonna make it less dark at night though. I'm just gonna remove one of these things so it's less dark. Let me just see how it looks.
How big is the map, though? I haven't really seen the full thing. I saw that there's a countryside and you can eventually get to a road, and that's really cool, but I don't really know the scale.
Do you see it right now?
What about when you get... Yeah, I see it. What about when you get to the border? What's that like? Does it
you
just
literally just fall off the map.
Okay. Not that that's a problem. Just make sure you warn people. When you're in the in-depth stages, just kind of tell people you could ruin your run if.
Well, actually, the good thing about it is if you fall off the map, you don't die. It just respawns you. So.
Oh, good.
That's the good thing about that.
Yeah,
I've tested it out before. Yeah, you just
why does it
respawn.
do that? Did you do that on purpose?
No,
or?
it's just there's so much accidental features in this game, or that ended up in this. I was like, whoa, that's
Accidents.
yeah, happy little accidents.
Nice.
One thing I love to do is just look at I just love their walking animation. I'm just so proud of it. It's something about it, in the 2005 War of the Worlds documentary, amazing movie by the way. But in the post thing, they just said they look like in the movie one of the animators described them, or one of the directors or something described their movement as they looked like scary ballet dancers, which I really like, and it suits them. I tried to make them the way they move. If you just look at their animation, they just have kind of a graceful flow to them. The way everything just flows, and they don't really kind of stop when they walk. They kind of just keep on going, which just looks nice. Love that animation. But unfortunately, there was some things that did get cut from the game, the harvester was a machine that got cut from the game, and all it would do was it would stab you with its tentacles when it got close to it. And yeah, that's about literally all they would do. But they looked really cool. They're literally actually just smaller versions of tripods. Let me just turn off these things collisions so they don't collide with them. Collidable, no thank you. Boom. This one is gonna be the one that picks you up, and that one is gonna be the one that doesn't pick you up, man. It's just gonna be that one. This is gonna be the one that doesn't pick you up. I'm probably gonna move.
I can only hope that in the future, a feature gets added where you can export the files of the game to a more game developer engine like Unity, for example, using some sort of transformation method, maybe with your account or something. I was just saying I can only hope for that feature.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You can especially, because there's going to be the point eventually to where you're going to have to move on and focus on the type of game making that you can only do, that you can do more things in. And I keep bringing up the limited space, but it really is a setback. It's a shame that you have to have that.
Well, the thing with the game is it isn't well optimized, so it lags. You could see the lag right like that. It's a little bit of lag, but not that bad. But it used to lag like hell. See, every time you look at the tripod, look at the lag.
Just stop it.
Oh wait, no, it didn't use to lag that bad. It really didn't lag at all. But now all you do is it runs fine like that. But if you look at the tripod, it kind of lags just a little bit. But it usually stops after a while, which is the good part. It's only the beginning when it lags. One of the things I enjoy is you could open this. There's only really one door on the map, but when you go to it, it opens like that. Ooh, and then you walk inside. Just go yay, it's great.
I think a really gory, scary thing to add would be maybe you can find or not gory because we already talked about that, but maybe find destroyed structures. Didn't you say something about a school bus or a tour bus that was turned over?
Little school, you see the school bus right there? That's the school bus. You see it?
No.
Right? You can't. This is a school bus.
Maybe I'm backwards in the video, but
oh
no,
yeah,
I can't see the school bus.
Yeah, it's lagging for you, but right now I'm in the school bus.
Oh, okay. Well, forget that comment then. But yeah,
I
think just kind of history. Oh, okay, I see the bus now. But yeah, I mean
when you're
history in the game.
when you're in it, there's
Sure.
like a children's drawing of a tripod. Like I love that.
Interesting.
That you could see, like the story with it is like these kids, and it's a bus driver, and like something happened with them. There's blood right there. You can't see it because it's lagging for you.
Yeah, I see it now. Very interesting.
And then,
I,
yeah, they probably ran out of gas or something. And yeah, and then they all got most likely exterminated. But yeah, because like you don't see it, but like the Martians, they see us as we see a as I guess we see ants in an ant colony. Compared to us, we're like the chimpanzees. The lemurs and chimpanzees to the scientists and like, you know how like we use animals to test on. Well, we're like that, you know. We don't think about, oh, hey, they feel pain or whatever. We're like, no, it's in the name of science, man.
I agree with that to some extent, but the special thing about humans is that there are advocates for animals. There's animal rights, even though animals are technically below us on the food chain, and we do have the full right to take control of the earth as we see fit. But as I was saying, the good thing about humans is our empathy for other beings.
Well, the Martians, they don't.
Lower for us. There are companies that are against animal testing, and I do agree with what you're saying. That is a possibility, especially aliens of other cultures. But realistically, for humans, we'll never go that route because of how protective we are over animals that are lower on the food chain than us.
Well, the Martians, they don't really feel emotion. Their whole system, they don't have joy. They don't sleep.
Kind of evolved above it.
Yes, that all they are a brain at this point. But the Martians, like, I haven't revealed what they looked like yet in this universe. And I just, like, the design, I would make them look like how they do in the book, but I kind of want to do something new with them and make them look scarier. Oh, and an amazing thing I would love to do is when you're hiding in houses, so it's more of a challenge. So, like, in the Martians, like, in the book, there's a scene in a basement where, like, a tentacle comes down and takes some dude's dead body. But like maybe if you're hiding in houses, the tripods will suddenly like hover above you, and then a little tentacle with like a little probe will descend down and enter through, like, and open the door or something, or like just push the door open, and then you're about to like, and then I guess you'd have to avoid it before it snatches you up, which would be great and scary, but it wouldn't be able to see you.
What about the Martians itself, lore-wise? What about the Martians itself compared to human? What's the biological similarities and differences?
Well, these things, they aren't humanoid at all. They look nothing like us. They don't even have legs.
Sure. I mean, biological, like, for instance, how easy is it to kill them?
There's easy to kill as just me and you, but they have fighting machines, and I like to call them death machines.
Technological power.
Yeah. Well, see, they invade in this story. In the book, they invade in like the 1980s, which was not the 1980s, like the 1800s, late 1800s, because H.G. Wells, the original writer, lived at that time. He wrote this back in 18 I don't know, 1880s, 70s. I can't remember. But yeah, and this book was so revolutionary. This book was written before,
It must have been ahead of its time.
It was incredibly ahead of its time. Like, before then, Martians, like, looked nothing like us, and they were, like, this wasn't the first depiction of the Martians. Before, they looked like humans, and they were like Martian princesses that was begging to be loved by a human man. But H.G. Wells' depiction of the Martians was far from human. And the first ever alien, or one of the first alien invasion novels of all time. One of the first hostile alien depictions, I think. And this book was revolutionary, and I'm guessing terrified children, and terrified people back then. And yeah, because these Martians, they have like no empathy for us. They, in the story of the book, the Mars is a dying planet, and they need a new home. So they see they see our planet with envious eyes. Or they, and I quote, they regarded our planet with envious eyes and slowly but surely drew their plans against us. That was a quote from the book. And yeah, that's basically the story. Well, the story is like their planet's so much older than ours that it, I am guessing, it looked like Earth, and then they just depleted it of its natural resources. Well, or maybe something similar to global warming happened to them, where all their plants just started dying. And this is theoretical. It's never mentioned technology advances. Barely. The only thing they really describe in the book is like their society and everything. They don't really. They're just very mysterious in the book. It's just, this is all just speculation and stuff. But guessing, they most likely had life on their planet. Something they either harvested it and used it all up, or it just died. Something similar to global warming happened to them and killed all the plants. And then so they needed to find a new home and stuff. So they got technologically advanced. They were as advanced as we are today. Most likely they were that advanced during the times we were cavemen, or maybe during the times of the dinosaurs. They were already as advanced as we are in the modern days. And then once everything started happening, everything started dying. This most likely, maybe like this happened, maybe like thousands of years before the time of the book. I'm guessing their planet started to die, so they started looking for a new home, and then they started watching us. So like, and I quote, perhaps as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the creatures that swarmed and multiply in a drop of water. Basically saying that they studied us and watched us like a man with a microscope might watch microorganisms do their thing. So they watched and they watched, waiting for their time to attack, waiting for the right chance, and the right chance came, and they fired these cylinders. They essentially shot themselves to Earth through giant cannons that they built, and then they're described as cylinders. They're basically just cylinders of metal with a screw-like thing at the end that would unscrew, and then the heat ray, described as a funnel, would come out. The lid fell off, and the heat ray came out and killed two men that were waving a flag, like a white flag of surrender towards them, trying to like say, hey, we're friendly. And like the heat ray struck them, killing like all three of them instantly. And then they started building their death machines. And they came out of the ground and started just killing everybody. They just exterminated everything. And yeah, that's the book. I'm not gonna reveal the ending, but yeah, that's what basically happens, and you just follow a dude surviving. And yeah, Chuck, did you laugh at me when I was talking?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, actually, yeah, I did a little bit.
Why?
I don't remember what.
I know I'm a nerd. But yeah, I'm just ranting on.
So much to say about it. It's like you know everything about it. It's kind of funny.
It is. I used to know everything about Minecraft, and I was like, I discovered this. And yeah, I'm just I'm just doing this. So what I just like watching the Martians walk. Just their walk looks really nice. How far delayed are you?
Game?
Yeah, I'm in the game.
Well, not that far anymore. Just about 2 seconds. In the game, is there ever going to be a visual of the Martian itself?
Well, when eventually at the end, let me just spoil the ending. They die. They die they die basically the common cold because they didn't have immune systems. And at the end, maybe like a little porthole will open up, like in the ending of the movie, and you'll see them just fall out, and then boom, you'll see the Martians. And maybe when you're inside the houses, you'll like see them kind of walking around, and then you'll hear them open the doors. And then when you get near them, they'll just mostly run away because like you'll be able to probably kick one. You'd probably be able to kick one to death. You'd probably be able to kill one with an axe, but you wouldn't because they'd instantly just run away, call their friends, and then you'd be dead. So it's dangerous. So if you ever would to attack a Martian, it's just instant death because you'd kill it, yeah, you'd win, but you'd still die, no matter what. You know. So it's kind of useless.
Because it would call its compatriots.
Yeah.
Okay.
This hasn't really been more game development. I'm just kind of showcasing the game at this point. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I mean, Martians are cool.
And they're actually from Mars, which is interesting. You don't hear a lot of alien invasion stories about aliens that are from Mars because it's so close. People have been analyzing it for years. It's likely that aliens that are really advanced probably don't exist on Mars, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't mean aliens across the universe aren't impossible.
But one of the main differences from this game and the book is that this game takes place in modern day. The book takes place like at least 100 years ago, back in the Victorian times.
It's about that.
But like one of the reasons I guess the NASA didn't discover them is because they had like cloaking technology, kind of like how Wakanda is. So like they were undetectable. Like they'd be roaming around their cities, but they're so advanced that like even like they would be able to cloak themselves so much that they would be able to stand right next to a rover and they wouldn't see anything. They'd be able to cloak themselves, and like the rover would just be able to go right through them because they're that cloaked, or they're like that. Or they like hack into the human technologies, making it where they're not even able to see the Martians. Or I actually kind of like this one better, where they make the humans think that Mars' atmosphere is so dangerous, so they shoot down all of the craft that come down, but like stealthily, so they don't really see the bullets. So they think, oh, it's just the atmosphere that took us down. And I guess Mars' atmosphere is really hard to get through, and so they make the humans think, oh, it's just like all of our. Oh shit! There they are. There's the aliens. Those are the ones I didn't really want to show you, but you can see them over there.
Realistically, it's a cool thought, but realistically, I don't think that would work because Mars's atmosphere is actually weaker than Earth because it's not really composed of as much gases. Like they don't have an ozone layer and a like stratosphere that you have to push through when you're re-entering Earth. So it would honestly be easier to enter Mars's atmosphere with our kind of technology. The problem for us is actually getting there, I'm sure, with enough fuel.
Yeah, I don't know how they would mask themselves. They somehow did it, and they survived, and they were undiscovered till the modern day. And then they just launched their cylinders. Yeah.
They live in caves.
Or they just live deep underground. Yeah, actually, that'd make more sense. And their little cannon, like, kind of lifts out of the ground, kind of like the beginning of the new Star Wars movie, where Palpatine pulls his Star Destroyers out of the ground, and then boom. Or
yeah,
maybe like
instead of like how humans use missiles, like as rockets to launch into space, they use cannons, like launch themselves straight up.
Yeah, that's how they work. Essentially, that's how it is in the book. Yeah, they launch themselves, they get to Earth, and then they kill everybody. The military is like gonna be wiped out in the first, like they're so powerful. Like I'm essentially just gonna take this, or maybe their shield. They're like their armor is so powerful and so thick. It's made of some unknown metal or alloy that's impenetrable by human weaponry. unless you just keep bombarding it and bombarding it and bombarding it, you'll eventually break the steel. And that's a thunder child. In this game, they'll be able to take one down because it's just been constantly just being fired at and fired at and fired at, and you weaken the armor. So you get to it and you blow it, and then it blows a hole out in it, and then boom, it comes crashing down. And that'd be so cool just to see.
Would be. It'd be lucky for us because we could use their technology against them.
Yeah.
Probably.
But unfortunately, the Thunder Child is blown up relatively quickly. He was only able to take down one. So,
Still
you know.
good though.
Yeah.
So,
there's thousands of these things on our planet. Well, maybe at least 1 million of them. Or fighting machines. Not a million, at least like maybe 1,000. But each of them has the destructive power to annihilate like hundreds of cities. Just wipe it all out. That's how powerful these things are. One shot can...
Like what they run on? Solar powered?
Gee, that's a good idea. They're solar powered. That's how they don't really run out of fuel.
That's a good question. How powerful is solar power? Like, would you be able to destroy, you know, cities on a multiple city-wide scale just using solar power? That's the actual question. But maybe they figured out how to utilize solar power a lot better than we can. Who knows?
Well, they're literally thousands and hundreds of thousands of years more advanced than us.
Sure, but solar power is...
Okay, I take that back. They use like maybe some... You know how like you said they discovered, I'm guessing, something deep below Mars, some mineral that is so powerful that it could power almost anything for like anything for like almost an infinite amount of time. But yeah, maybe they're...
Okay.
But so they don't really have to worry about power anymore. But these giant machines were able to... So like, so they fired 10 cylinders, each carrying a bunch of tripods, or the materials to build a bunch of tripods within them. And yeah, so there's at least maybe 2,000 or 3,000. Or 10,000 maybe on the planet, and they just kept building more and more of them. But by the end, there's about like 10,000, and they were able to wipe out the Earth's military within like, I don't know, like a week maybe. Wipe out all of Earth's militaries, even the strongest nuclear bomb. Well, even a nuclear bomb was only able to take down like 5 of them. How powerful these things are.
Nukes are pretty powerful. Yeah, well, once you get to a point as a species where you can start making machines that are making machines that are making machines. I understand that we're already doing that, but I mean on a much larger scale, that are making machines that are making machines to make the machines that make the machines. Like utilizing power that are made by more machines. Which is basically like an infinite loop, kind of. That's probably at the level that these Martians are at. It's kind of cool to think about. But it's kind of interesting because, sorry to interrupt you, but it's kind of interesting to think about because if humans somehow do succeed, they would most definitely be able to utilize their power a lot like Independence Day Reinsurgence, how they utilize the power of the aliens, even to use against them.
These Martians. So they're not machines. They're being piloted like cars right now. So there are maybe like so they're like, they need a 3-man crew at least. So one Martian pilots the leg movements, one pilots the weaponry, and one pilots like one pilots like the movement and the walking of the legs. The other pilots the turning of the head, and then the other pilot It's right there. That one has at least 3 Martians inside of it controlling it right now as we speak. If it was real. They're like in the actual game, there's nothing really inside of them. It's just, but yeah, that's how they would be piloted. But they only with
like a giant mech or something.
Yeah, like a giant mech. And that's why at the end, when that's why a Martian can come out of the machine. But yeah, the Martians, they eventually start coming out of their machine to eat people, because they need to eat. And yeah, I can tell you what they do with the well, it's not really what they do with the captured people, but they use the captured people for something else. So I'm not going to get into right now, and you guys are going to have to figure out yourself. I just read the book, or Google it. Hello, random person who just dropped in the stream. I just, like, recording the game I'm making based on War of the Worlds. How we left. Great.
Oh.
Okay, well, guys, this has been fun. But I think I'm going to end the stream now. Sorry, guys.